Man, what's up, everybody? This is Life,
What it do, y'all? It's your boy Swallow.
and this is Just Do the Damn Thing podcast. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Just Do the Damn Thing podcast. Right now on the screen, we should have our product of the week, which is our OMG Classic joggers. They're originally $42.99. I took $5 off them things, so now they're $37.99. You can go to www.theomgbrand.com, click on clothing, and just do the damn thing.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for tapping back in for another episode of Just Do the Damn Thing. We appreciate you guys coming in and week out. Today, we're going to talk about society and how society affects our decision making on different aspects, whatever it may be, whether your cultural beliefs, spiritual beliefs, to your fashion, music listing, whatever it may be. So I'm going to go ahead and start it off with Joe. Joe, what is a way that you see society can affect us in our decision making?
One of the main things I would say is our fashion, I guess you could say, because a lot of the time we look to the celebrities a lot of the time to get our fashion from. You know, back in the day when who was it? On freaking Joel Santana.
Oh, yeah.
Dipset. There we go. Dipset.
Dipset.
You know, when,
back in the day with the bandanas and the jerseys, the throwbacks.
And all that kind of stuff. And people, and all kinds of people started wearing that. Man.
Yeah, everybody was doing that.
Everybody was doing that. The Nelly with the Air Force Ones.
Made a whole song about it.
Now a whole bunch of people want Air Force Ones. I mean, one of the biggest people right now is Jordan. I mean, Jordan made every single person buy Nikes, but the Jordans specifically. Just because of his greatness on the basketball court. So I mean, it definitely influences us in the fashion world, definitely, and just even when it comes to how we perceive things to be professional or not. So, you know, like how in the workplace, certain workplaces, they tell you that to seem professional, you got to wear a suit and tie.
Oh, right.
You know
As far as what you can wear.
So, like, depending on what you like. So, for instance, you know, I work for Primerica, and which is a life insurance type of situation.
Right.
And every single person that works for the branch that we work for all wears suit and tie. And that's how they come to work all the time.
Right. And that was mandatory, or
it's not mandatory, but that's just like the norm, societal norm in that particular realm. So you know, it makes people in that type of realm that way, just like lawyers too. Lawyers most of the time wear a suit and tie.
Of course.
You gotta present yourself a certain way in front of the judge or whatever. And to me, kind of sucks because it makes it seem like if I'm wearing what I'm wearing now, I'll get treated differently.
Right, you get treated differently
in certain places. Which I have a song about that where I say, you know, why do I have to dress a certain way for you to be proud? You know, for meaning like why do I have to dress this way, and when I'm in this type of room for you to even accept me?
Right.
It's like,
to even like value your opinion.
My opinion. It's like, okay, just because you wear a suit and tie doesn't mean you're smarter or better.
Right. Doesn't mean that you're a good person at all. We know a lot of bad people that wear suit. The worst people in the world, I would say, wear suit and ties. The people pulling the strings, the big shots. You know what I mean? The people running the governments.
Exactly.
They wear suit and ties. Yeah.
You know. So that's definitely one way, like, society creates a norm for certain industries, certain realms, and everything like that.
That's true.
And then you have relationships. You know, since I think the 18th century, 19th century, we became way more monogamous here. So it's like more of a the whole marriage type of situation. You're only supposed to be with one person. That was a societal norm, and you get shunned if you're not, if you have a baby out of wedlock, or if you're not married and all that kind of stuff like that. You looked at as an outcast. But nowadays, more and more people are not being that way. More and more people are starting to figure out the polygamous way where, you can have multiple partners and all that kind of stuff, which is becoming more of a societal norm.
Well, I haven't been seeing that actually. I don't know where you have, but I know where. What I'm more familiar with is the just having that one partner, or whatever. I know that certain religions allow you to do that. Like, excuse me if I'm wrong, but I think like the Mormons, I think, can have more than one wife as long as you can as long as you can provide for them, it's accepted. So I know. And a part of society is your religion. So like different religions allow that and have always allowed it.
Yeah, I mean that's true as well. But I guess like some of the things that I've been seeing in the statistics I've been seeing is that more and more people have been becoming non-monogamous. They haven't like being married is like something that's going down.
Right.
There's less people married than there was before. In time.
Yeah, I think that's right. But one thing I have noticed is that couples aren't staying together after they have a child. Like they'll have a baby out of wedlock. They won't be married, and then like after the baby's born, after like a couple months or like a year, they break up and they're not together anymore. I know that's like way common nowadays. Yeah, like it is like almost the norm nowadays. It's like it's almost expected kind of thing.
Exactly. Yep. And then it boils down to, is it really like that, or is it just the media and social media showing that that's the case?
Right. Well, I'm just saying that from my personal experience, friends, family members, and things like that.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. I would say the same thing. Yeah. I'm just saying for certain people, is that really the norm, or is it just what you experience? Because it may not, outside of your experience, it may not actually be that way the majority of the time.
Right.
But it's a possibility. So and I believe when I say society, I can think of more of like culture societies that happen in different places, because not every state, not every city does the exact same thing.
Yeah.
So, like for instance, here in Bakersfield, we're very highly influenced by LA and the Bay Area at the same time.
Yeah, because somewhere in the middle.
We're right in the middle. So we get a lot of our slang, our dressing style from both places.
Right.
We don't have our actual own way of doing things.
And even that, I would agree with that. And that's more of, I would say like in the hip hop society or the hip hop culture, because the dominant culture in Bakersfield is like old conservative, like Western, you know what I mean? Like country life, you know what I mean? And that's pretty much true everywhere you are in the U.S. It's very similar. They all listen to country music and things like cowboy boots and hats and everything. But yeah, I would definitely agree with the hip hop thing. There's no real like set hip hop culture in Bakersfield, where we're at in Central California. So they kind of take a little bit from the north and the south.
Exactly. And then, of course, because we're a melting pot, I mean, we have people, from all over the place. People from New York move here too sometimes, just because of, trying to get cheaper
living. It's crazy.
Which it won't be that way for forever.
Heck no.
But that, to me, I believe like that's kind of one of those things where society definitely makes us think like, why do you dress the way you dress? Did you even think about it?
Right.
Or is there something that you saw when you grew up?
And then going back to that, what I was gonna say is like, I always wanted to dress like the celebrities that I seen, you know what I mean? But I was broke, I didn't have money, so I dressed like what my environment was like, people with the big white tees, the hoodies, the Levi's, things like that, So sometimes you are influenced by society and you want to do that, but sometimes financially you just can't. So you just dress like what you see every day.
And see, when I say society, from my perspective of society, I believe that is a societal norm for that area. So the area that you were at, the societal norm, the culture norm.
Exactly, it was norm
for people to dress like that.
To dress like that, exactly.
So you're influenced by what you see.
And if you dress differently, you'd get bullied or teased or picked on, and you didn't want that. You know what I mean? I guess it does look kind of cool. You know what I mean? So you just went with it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Either of you have the cowboy hat?
What was that?
Either of you have the cowboy hat?
I do have a cowboy hat. I have a black cowboy hat I wore at my wedding. Because cowboy stuff is in my culture, my Mexican culture. My parents come from the ranch, ranches in Mexico. Like they're real cowboys from over there. You know what I mean? They moved over here, so it's a part of my culture.
Mine come from the countries in the South. So like you know, having farms and stuff, just the same way,
right?
Just different place.
Yeah.
But since I'm over here and I was born over here, I wasn't like, I didn't see my family in the country as often as like the ones that live in the South still.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Then what I was gonna do, I was gonna give it a little spin on what about the society thing. So I think another way that we're heavily influenced and affected by society is to we grow up believing things, and once we get older, we find out that those beliefs just simply aren't true. So I can give a couple examples. One example that I could say is like it was my understanding taught to me by my parents, and then it was an accepted reality, you know, within my family and close friends and everything, that some people are just born rich and some people are just born poor, and whatever you're born into, that's what your life is and that's what it's going to be. Accept it. Just make the best of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that is 100% false. And again, that's just in my culture where I grew up Mexican. Parents are immigrants. All of my family are immigrants. We're all first generation. Like we didn't have no family here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And what I was taught to believe, and that's just what we all believe, that, you know, those people are happy or they're doing good in life because they're rich. They were born that way. They were born into a rich family, you know, and we're poor and we have nothing, and that's why our lives are different. You know, we're just poor and that's what you're gonna be.
That's the societal norm in the ghetto.
Okay,
so
yeah.
In the ghetto period, you know, people can't think beyond their bubble.
Yeah.
So they think that, you know, I'm destined to be this.
Right,
I'm
right.
destined to be poor. So they don't aspire to, they can't even think of being a doctor.
Yeah, being something outside of what you see in your ghetto. Yeah, because you would aspire to be like whatever the biggest shot caller in your neighborhood is. Like, I want to be that when I grow up.
I want to sell this coat.
Yeah. Or, you know, the guy that has the liquor store on the corner. I want to have a liquor store just like him.
Or that.
You know what I mean? It's like, but you could do so much more than that, you know?
Exactly. Exactly. And I heard that my whole life growing up. Why are you doing that white shit? Like, what do you mean?
Right. No, I'm just trying to better myself, damn it.
Like, is me being smart being white? Like, what is, I don't understand.
Right.
So, it's crazy that that's a societal norm in that particular type of area, where in the ghettos, it's like, you can't believe that you can be something better than what your environment is.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people like right now that live on the east side of Bakersfield that live in the ghetto that have never been to Rosedale in their life, and that's just on the other side of freaking town.
Yeah, you just got to drive 15 minutes the other way.
And they don't even know what's over there.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm like, damn, it's confined to that one spot.
Yeah, no, and then what I wanted to add to that, you know, like I said, my parents are immigrants, and then what the great thing about this country is that you can get yourself out of the hole that you're in. You know what I mean? If you were born poor, you were born in the ghetto, doesn't mean you have to die there.
Yeah,
you know,
definitely.
you can work hard. There's opportunities out there. So that's one belief that I was taught growing up that I ultimately found to be completely untrue.
Yeah, that is definitely untrue. I mean, we can aspire and be anything that we put our mind to. It's just we have to get beyond our mental barriers to be able to do that.
Exactly. You got to get uncomfortable. You got to do something you've never done before.
Exactly.
A lot of patience.
Facts.
So, did we get a comment? We got a comment. Crazy how being smart back in the day, you were considered a square, but now everybody wants to be smart and right all the time. Facts. Yeah, she has a point. And I can attest to that for sure, because when I was growing up, I was called schoolboy, smart boy, things like that, because I was like literally the smartest kid in the school. So I had good grades. I was getting medals, awards, all kind of things, and I was teased for that. I was made fun of for that. You know what I mean? And like Jesse said, it was like, oh, that's that white shit even, you know what I mean? Like, you're trying to be white, you know, like, I'm just smart. Like, being smart, being a critical thinker means you're white. Like, what does that even mean? Exactly. You know what I mean?
Like, how do we, like, but that's that's that mental barrier. People feel like the only way to be rich is you have to be white.
Right.
But
which is completely untrue.
Completely untrue, because there's actually more poor white people already, just because of the number.
Yeah, just because of the number.
But still.
Yeah. For sure, for sure.
I was in gay like most of my life, and all my friends would be like, "Oh, gay."
You're in gay.
Oh, you're in gay.
Yeah, I was in gay. So
man, I was in college prep classes and people thought I was smart, and I'm like, it's just, that's like not even that.
It's not really. It's just
that was basic to me.
Yeah. No, you have to like not try in school to be labeled not college prep, and just like the kids that they just kind of gave up on and just kind of like threw them all in a class together.
Exactly.
No, yeah, but Jess, you have a point. Like back then, you were considered a square if you were smart. You were made fun of. But now everybody wants to show how smart they are. They want to be right all the time. It's funny
because now we have a whole bunch of dumb smart people. What she's saying, where they want to be right all the time, and they're coming with opinion rather than facts. They just like hear something on TV and then they misrepresent the context of it, and then they say, oh, all their friends, oh, did you hear about this? And it's like, that's not even. Right. That's not even true. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah, exactly. And they're just relaying the message that they heard without researching it.
They swear they're right.
Yeah.
They just swear they're the smartest person on the planet, and I'm just like, well, no.
And that's big time right now, as we all know, with everything. With so much misinformation and fake news, whatever you want to call it. You know,
exactly.
Yeah, we definitely got to do our research and see where we are.
Yeah. Just to add to that one point, just real quick, because it just came to my mind.
Yeah.
Because this actually happened yesterday. I was watching this guy named Roland Martin. He's a Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity member, and he was talking about somebody that was talking about him, because he was on a show. He was on this random news show.
Okay.
And I can't even remember the name of the news show. It wasn't that important.
Right.
But the person that was interviewing him put up a tweet that said all cops should be fired, right? But they didn't put the context behind why they said that. So the dude was sitting on there bashing him about, like, you know, you can't be saying that, you know, because you have a huge following and all of that.
Right.
And this is your lone tweet. Like, what are you doing? And blah, blah, blah. And he's like, but why did I say that? What was the context? Because he knew that the dude was lying about the whole situation.
Okay.
And then later he actually put up the actual tweet after he got off the interview, and he was literally talking about a specific. There was like what's called talking about like a news article at that time.
Right.
So like the tweet will have the news article, and above the tweet is his comment. So he actually was talking about a specific incident that these cops did wrong. He was talking about all those cops should be fired.
Pertaining to that incident.
Right. And so he's misquoting out of context, didn't even put the context. And then I can guarantee there'd be dumbass people that actually think that's what he said. And
right.
Be, oh,
and then there's some people who would actually agree with him.
Well, yeah, of course. No,
which would be terrible.
There's definitely people that agree with him on the actual statement by itself.
Right.
Then they'll but it was funny because after he did that whole situation, a whole bunch of his fans like started going ham on that dude and like destroying him in the comments because they actually know what he was talking about.
Right.
And so it's crazy. And that's what I feel like most of these people do is they'll take one phrase out of a book or out of a news article or out of a whole hour-long thing, but they only grabbed one phrase, and then they sprout that one phrase.
Yeah, they just run with it.
They run with it. It's like, that's not even the full context of what happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, that's crazy to me how people think they're that smart, but
they're really not. For real. Did you want to add any more how society affects our decision making? I thought I had one more. I can't think of it right now though.
Well, I believe society affects everything that we do.
Right.
So I mean, whether whether it be how we dress, what type of music we listen to. It's really not necessarily a society as the nation society. I believe a society is how I feel like it is. It's the environment that you're currently
the environment that you grow up in,
and then what you're exposed to. So when you're exposed to certain things, because we're creatures that learn from seeing and doing. Because when we're babies, we watch our
video recorders. Whatever we take in, we put right back out.
So when we learn to walk, we have to see people walk. Just didn't even know what that looks like. Or to crawl, even crawling. Like babies don't normally just crawl on their own. You have to sit there and crawl.
You gotta show them
how to do it.
Right.
So every aspect of our lives has been influenced by something in our society.
Yeah,
it's just depending on what it is.
Yeah, and what I would say to that is always do your own research and learn yourself and who you really are, rather than just going with the societal norm and what's accepted and what's expected of you. Exactly. You know what I mean? Learn yourself, who you really are, get closer to the truth, and be your own person. You know?
Yeah, I feel the exact same way. People should just do their research, gain more knowledge, and then realize why they're doing what they're doing. Look in the mirror and really understand how yourself works.
Yeah, exactly. Do some reflection.
Reflection, exactly.
Reflection, that's what you were saying. Yep. And that's what we try to tell you guys here in the Open Mind group.
Exactly. We try to be the best version, be the best version of yourself, always be working on yourself, because again, you're not confined to your environment. You can always be bigger, better, or you can be whatever you want. If you want to be smart and you want to be a doctor, but you live in the hood, doesn't mean that you can't. You can do it.
It's possible.
It's possible. Just go out and find the way. Research it.
Yes, sir. Yeah. All right. So I think we're going to go ahead and wrap up that segment. What do you guys think? How does society affect you? How has society affected you growing up? Or what's something that you learned growing up that you ultimately found to be untrue? Drop the comments below. We'd love to get some conversation, some engagement going. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So now we're going to go right into Today I Learned, which is one of my favorite parts, because I love to learn. Like we just said earlier, knowledge is amazing. So let's see what we have today. I don't know if this is going to be good knowledge, but
it's something.
It's something. Today I learned that Oprah Winfrey, real name is Oprah. Oprah is
Orpah.
Orpah. Oh. Is the name of the biblical figure in the book of Ruth. She is known as Oprah because people mispronounced her birth name often when she was growing up.
If my name was Orpah, I'd go with Oprah too. Oprah. Yeah, I'd rather go with Oprah than Orpah. Yeah, Orpah. I never heard that name before. It was in the Bible. Are you familiar?
I'm not really familiar with the actual book,
that name?
or like the story, but I've heard the name.
Oh, Orpah. Okay, yeah. I'd go with Oprah too. Orpah, we ain't mad at you. We ain't mad at you. What's next? Today I learned St. James Davis, a former NASCAR driver, survived an attack from 2 escaped chimpanzees after having his nose, foot, testicle, and several fingers bitten off. Damn, what a badass. He lost the nut though.
Wow.
That's bad.
Wow.
He lost the testicle
from 2 escaped chimpanzees.
Hold on, how did he lose a testicle?
His nose, foot. Wow.
Dude,
wow.
I don't even know.
Where were you to see 2 chimpanzees, first of all? And why did you get close enough to them for them to attack you?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like, what was, I want to know the context.
What was the scenario?
I want to know the context.
I mean,
I think to bite a foot off.
Oh, his whole foot?
Yeah. Foot, damn, and several fingers.
His nose, several fingers.
Just one ball?
That's what how do you only lose? You didn't bleed to death? Like, how do you lose just one? Like, he was walking around with what he had left, cuffing the other one, so he didn't bleed out?
What is the
how do you lose one test? Hey, you survived though, James. I give you props. You are a real badass.
I'm about to definitely look up this story because I want to know the context behind what the hell just happened right here.
Man, shout out St. James Davis.
Shout out to you for surviving this situation because that's crazy. All right. Today I learned Dawn, the preferred detergent for cleaning oil spills, ironically derives its grease-fighting power from petroleum-derived chemicals.
Ain't that most of these chemicals are derived from petroleum?
That's what I thought.
Yeah, because I was gonna say I think most of cleaning chemicals are derived from
especially
petroleum.
like the dish soaps and stuff like that. And Dawn is supposed to be like the most powerful one. And so far
it is. It's really good. Shout out Dawn. But Dawn doesn't even pay us, but shout out Dawn.
Man.
That's fun. Ironically, it's from petroleum-derived chemicals. Oh my God. That's like breaking your leg and then giving you a cane afterwards. Like, I got you, buddy. Don't even worry. You're all fixed now. That's hilarious.
Well, I love Dawn. Oh, yeah. Jess loves Dawn.
Yeah, my wife loves Dawn. Today I learned of the discovery of chemotherapy. During World War II, it was discovered that mustard gas reduced white blood cell counts. In the 1940s, 2 pharmacologists examined the effects of mustard gas in treating lymphoma in mice. They then treated a patient with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma with the chemical agent. What is mustard gas? Didn't we talk about mustard gas before?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wait, what? And that stuff they use in chemotherapy? That's what chemotherapy is, right? It's like really like harmful chemicals, but like they give you like in small doses to kill the cancer virus, but not to kill you. That's why people get so sick and everything. Okay.
Exactly.
That is insane.
Yeah.
Question, would you get chemotherapy if you got cancer?
Damn, that is a hard-ass question. Because part of me wants to say yes just to be able to try to fight and survive for my family.
Yeah.
And then the other part's just like, do I really want to go through all this chemical-induced based things where there's possibly a remedy without being chemically induced?
Right.
So honestly, I'd probably say no.
That's where I'm at too. I'm like, I don't know if I'd go through it, man. If it's my time, it's my time.
Yeah, all I'm gonna do is try my hardest to eat a whole lot
right,
better, work out, and if that doesn't fix the situation, then hey, it's my time.
Then it is what it is at that point, right? Yeah, I don't know. That's crazy.
Next
we got one more? What do we got?
Today I learned the mother of the last Comanche chief was a white woman who was kidnapped at age 9 and assimilated into the tribe. She later married a chieftain, and bore him 3 children before she was found at age 33 and returned to her bio family. She never accepted white society and committed suicide by starvation.
That's crazy.
Gosh damn.
Hold on, she was 33 years old. Like, she couldn't make her own decisions at that point. Like, they took her back. Like, they returned her. Her bio family came back and got her.
She was found at 33.
Like, found by who?
Family. She was never.
Yeah, she stayed kidnapped from 9 to 33.
Right, but it seemed like she wanted to stay though. Yeah. Like, she ended up committing suicide by starvation when they took her back to the white society.
Yeah, I mean, there's that societal norm thing where, you know, you were raised by a certain demographic of people, so that's what you know, and then all of a sudden you're in a whole nother way of living, and you're like, I don't agree with this way of living.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she got some mental scars right there. That's crazy. And she was kidnapped at age 9. All right.
So anyway. The tribe kidnapped her.
Yes.
Is what Interesting. Why were they kidnapping little white girls?
I don't know. I don't want to know that. I don't want to know the answer to that question, honestly.
All right. We got a comment. We got a comment that we'll go to after this.
All right.
Today I learned that certain female dolphins have corkscrew-like vaginas to ward off unwanted pregnancies from males. Dang. That's real. Nowadays we just got corkscrew mental woman that just scare away the men. You know what I mean? Some guys like it though.
So if we
some guys voluntarily participate.
Guys, I did not say this. This is all Pueblo. Anyway, let's go. Let's go. So what's that comment? I remember I read a book where a guy went 100% just fruit and veggie juice.
Cleanse and he beat cancer. I've heard of stories like that where people just do complete juicing and like technically the cancer, what I've seen is that technically the cancer is still in their body, but it has no effect on them physically at all. They're like perfectly healthy. They can run, do whatever.
Yeah.
But it's technically still in their body, but they're surviving with the veggie juice and the fruit juice and things like that.
The girl that's like 79 or 80 years old that eats nothing but raw fruits and veggies, and she's married. Her husband's like, I think.
She that older black lady?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it. Yeah.
And she looks like she's like
she looks
40
good.
She can run and do all kinds.
She looks like she's like 45 max, and she's like 70 something. Like black don't crack. Let me tell you, black don't crack.
But the crazy thing is, her black husband looked terrible.
He's like, he has a good, he's like, whatever. She like tries to tell him, and he's like,
I'm already.
He eats pork chops and steaks and stuff.
Diabetes and all kinds of
And she looks good. 70-something years old. She be working out, running. Yeah, man, I think that's the way to go when I'm older. I mean, I'm already kind of going there. Kind of like I only eat fish now.
Do that type of
you know what I mean?
Pescatarian.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, eating right can
it
be
goes
the
a long
thing.
way,
it goes
man.
a whole long way, and then also treating your body right as well. Yeah. So that was today. I learned.
Did you guys enjoy it? Did you learn something new about the corkscrew vaginas?
That is hilarious.
I want to know what that means. Like they do some like. Right? They do some crazy like tornado twist. Like that's where the tsunamis come from. Am I right? I mean, you get enough whales doing the little corkscrew spin all at once. You know what I mean?
Oh, Jesus.
That's why No, I'm gonna stop. All right.
It's so funny to see Suelo be ridiculous because outside of this, he seems like the most professional, laid-back person, and then all of a sudden he comes out with what the hell did he say last time? Yeah, beef was dolphin pussy.
Almost. Was it dolphins or whales?
It was dolphins.
It was dolphins?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is hilarious. All right. Anyway, let's go to the next segment because
what do we got coming up?
So I'm doing something different on this portion. This is the creative of the week portion, a segment of our situation. So you guys know that I skateboard and I love skateboarding, and skateboarding is an art form to me because every single person does it how they feel.
Definitely.
And it's a situation where, you know, each trick is just it's your thing. Like depending on how you skate, it's your thing alone usually, and your style is yours alone. No one usually has the exact same.
Right.
So to me it's an art form. So today my friend Manuel Herrera, it goes by Mogely because he looks like Mowgli from the Jungle Book.
Okay.
We're going to watch his skate part in a video that was from Borderline, which I believe is a skate company.
Okay.
And so he did a skate part. They just filmed the whole video, but we're only going to show his part. And that's what we're going to do in Creative of the Week. So if he did the damn thing, comment down below. This is obviously for the skateboarders, but if you'd like to just watch how we do our thing and you've never seen a skateboard video before, watch this and see how it feels. You know, do the damn thing. Play it. Well, there we
he
go.
did the damn thing. He got off.
Yeah, man.
Shout out Mogely. He did his
Mogely.
thing.
He did his thing. He's one of my favorite skateboarders in town. Yeah, he did the damn thing.
He sure did. Shout out Mogely. All right, guys, we'll go ahead and wrap it up. Let us know what you think. Did Mogely do the damn thing? I thought he did. He's a damn good skateboarder. Shout out Mogely. What do you guys think of the topic today? How has society affected you in your decision making and just your lifestyle in general growing up? Did you learn anything interesting today? Let us know. Drop the comments below, guys. We'd love to get some engagements. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, all that. We really appreciate it. Until then, we'll see you guys next week. We're out. Peace.
OMG, where we keep going cause the party don't stop. We turn up, doing our thing, just living our lives, and we don't stop. Open my group so you know we won't flop. We on top, come to the party, you don't